Yay! Live! Hurrah! I can see there's lots of you already. How fantastic. Thank you so much for coming along. It would be lovely if we were all around a little table together, but we can use our imagination, can't we? That's what origami is all about. So, by popular request, I was asked if we could bring along a fold to make a dinosaur. I have to say, this somehow makes me really smile. It's a bit like the prawn. There's something about it that just makes you smile, a dinosaur. And for the last few folds, I've been very inspired by finding fossils. I'm going to show you a few fossils I've been finding. I'm going to chat for just a couple of minutes as well, because I know it takes people a few minutes to arrive, so it's good if we all then work together. So these are things that I've just found in the paths. A beautiful ammonite, at least 65 million years old, and little beautiful fossil shells. And just before learning to make this fold, hello, Kate. Thank you. I found this. I really don't think it is a fossil tooth, but doesn't it look so dinosaur-y? It's like a, hello, Stephen, like a claw or a tooth. So anyway, it fired my imagination. So I will be showing you this fold. So this is a fold from Stephen O'Hanlon. Is that right? Yes. And he has created this fold, and he's done lots of amazing origami dinosaurs too. So check out his page. I think on the film that I've pre-recorded for folding the dinosaur, there are also a few links to his website as well, so you can see other dinosaurs he's made. And this has obviously become quite big. There's quite a lot of films. Hello, Gary. Excellent. You've made it. Fantastic. Excellent colleagues as well. It's brilliant. All together as friends. And so he's made lots of dinosaur designs, and keen that people are really credited, because it's very kind of them to share what they've done. And I think it's really important to say thank you. Deborah, wow, all sorts of people appearing. This is very exciting. This is my first live fold. Excellent. You can make. Fantastic. It is something quite special, isn't it, about knowing that we're here and actually seeing your little live messages. It makes me like really much more sparky than my maybe slightly slower self. But I will take us on a nice slow long journey for the folding. I'll wait just maybe one more minute. So to prepare for your dinosaur and your nice roar, it just makes you want to roar, doesn't it, T-Rex? Go and find yourself a piece of paper, A4, well, any paper will do, and we'll have a go. So this, exactly. I know there's just something about it, isn't it, a dinosaur? I mean, the thing is, this would be incredibly scary as well. Thank God these things aren't around. The interesting thing is actually for the dinosaur, it starts off with a bird base. So the very traditional fold is to make, oh, brilliant. I think this is an all-time record. We've got a nice little group of us, is to make the traditional origami crane. And it starts off like that, actually. So I quite like how it's related the bird to a dinosaur. Of course, they're related. Hello, John. Excellent. This is lovely. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope it's nice as well for you to feel that we're all together here in time. It's very strange because obviously you can see me, I can't see you, but just your comments make me know that you're there. And I think there's something very special about us doing a fold together in time. So welcome to the fold. Once you get started on origami, you'll find it an amazing tool. And I still keep on reflecting on how astonishing it is and what it can do for yourself and for others as well. If ever you're feeling a bit down, things are out of control, if you turn to paper and get folding, and there's some clearer instructions out there, videos you can get going, and you'll find that you start to feel better in yourself. It really does work with the most beautiful, simple material. So I continue to learn and to grow myself. I'm going to move this around, put it in a bit. Right, here we go. So grab something to be able to press on. I've got a little board here, and I'm going to grab some paper. Excellent. So I've had to learn a new fold each week. Gosh, good to give yourself a challenge, isn't it? It gets easier with time. I hope I can remember. We'll find out. So first stop, I'm going to show you each time how to make a square. And that's the real basis. You can do origami with other shapes. You could do it with pentagons, hexagons, all sorts of things. But obviously the square is the classic, and in many ways it's an easy one to make. So I'm going to direct my camera down. So with origami, take your time. I know I'm a bit excited because you're all here, but I do recommend that you go nice and slowly and enjoy going slowly, because that's what will give you the relaxation as well. So if you take the side and just bring it over, we're purely lining it up. We're just making a square at this point. It's a good start. And as I said, take your time, because that's a relaxing bit. You'll also get there well. You start well, continues well, start badly. Hello, Penny. Excellent. Oh, and then you made it back. Great. For all these technical hiccups at times, aren't there? Hello. Oh, something interesting there. I don't know what language that is, but thank you. Thank you for joining us. So we're going to get rid of this rectangle. Hopefully you can see the comments as well. It's rather interesting, isn't it? I might have to look back and read all of these. Do like the raw. Here we go. Yep, so we're going to make a T-Rex. There we go. If you give good strong folds, that will give it the strength and everything will work well. Be nice and accurate. So all we're doing, for any of you who've joined a little bit later, we're simply making a square. That is our starting point. Right. So if you are from Brazil, oh, very cool. Is that right, from Brazil? Fantastic. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I wonder what time it is there. So if we folded the other diagonal, so, I'm glad you could join us, Gary, as well. Brilliant. So colleagues as well. Well, I'm working from home, so I'm still doing what I can, but keeping safe, and we're supporting each other by doing that. So you've done both diagonals. Turn it over, and we will then do a horizontal and a vertical. So again, take your time, and do feel free to shout out if you need me to explain anything, or if it's not working for you, then I can help explain it again. Excellent. Thanks for joining us, Deborah, as well. I hope you can enjoy this dinosaur. That's right. And then doing the other. So you basically did the diagonals one side, turned it over, and then did the horizontal and vertical. And do shout out if you need me to slow or explain. For those of you who are familiar with it already, I hope it's also relaxing too, because it's nice to go slowly and to know others are enjoying origami with us, which is brilliant. So our next step is, I turned it over, and you should be able to just push it together and it makes a square. So if it's a triangle, then it's because you got it the wrong way up. So it can end up being a triangle, and that's not great. Excellent, exactly, Gary, I agree with you. So one way is a triangle, but if it's forming a triangle, then simply turn it over, push up underneath the middle, and it will pop into the other orientation. And then you should be able to fold it up together, and it makes a square. Brilliant. So I hope everyone's at that stage. What we're going to do is going to be, as I said, very much like an origami crane, which funnily enough, I haven't actually shown yet as a fold. It's almost the most obvious, but it is wonderful. It's actually not the easiest, the bird. But so if we have it all the same way up, so it's gathered. Hello. Oh, Angela, thank you so much for joining. It's lovely to have you here. So the very top is the middle. So it's where it's all gathered, and if you have the bottom where it's all loose. And what I want you to do is take the side and fold it up in a straight line. And again, for you, I would recommend pressing on the surface, not attempting to dangle it up in the air as I am. It's just hopefully getting used to new ways of working. In many ways, we're all having to work in new ways, aren't we? It's good to see you too. Well, I can't see you, Angela, but I know you're there, and that's the lovely thing. So, Angela, I found another fossil, and I really don't think it's a dinosaur tooth, but doesn't it look like one? So that's the inspiration for this week. And if we take the other side and fold it as well to the middle, I might point it down at this point because it is easier, to be honest, for me as well. So I folded that to the middle. And so it's the very bottom where it's open. That's the end that you're bringing in. And again, just take your time. That's it. Like so. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So I'm actually showing slightly different ways because I'm trying to adapt to, it's a little bit harder to show you things at 3-dimensional on film. So it's great. I'm learning slightly new ways of doing things. There we go. I know there is, Angela, so many fossils, just calves and things that people consider rubbish. I start spotting little fossils. I've always enjoyed finding things, so I'm a treasure spotter. It's the biologist in me. I'm always interested in natural forms around me. So again, from the side, it's amazing how just even seeing your messages here, I feel so much like we're having a good old chat, and it makes me more chatty as well. And I think we're missing that sort of company, aren't we? Although I'm finding out I'm strangely getting used to it. I don't know about you, but I quite like it at times. It's been raining and I've had a little wander in the park. I quite enjoyed that it was quiet. That's awful, isn't it? Am I getting allergic to people? But I felt quite safe when it was like that. So hopefully it's like that on both sides. Yeah, and the top is where it's all gathered up. So if you simply fold that down, and we're just making a nice sort of neat triangle shape. That's right. You could also, excellent. Glad you're getting used to it too. And if you also then fold it just back as well, all we're doing is that nice strong line at the top. Yeah. So next we're going to sort of open it up, which is, as I said, this is what you do for the crane. So another time, if you want to make a crane, you'll find that you've already done lots of the legwork as it is. So I'm going to show you how to do the next step. I'm going to direct it down. So I like to think of opening a present because it's a nice thing to think of. I keep holding up to show. You. Oh, and then remember you can't see me. Oh, Kate, yes. It's funny, isn't it? It's a bit of a one-way thing, but in some ways that can be good. We can't get Zoom bombers on this one, and I have seen things I wish I hadn't seen. So not in this case, thankfully. So if you open up the sides and then bring it up, and you're going to have to sort of reshape some of those lines. So we're trying to turn them in. Can you see? And you've got to shape it all the way up to the top. It's again, I think it's easier on a surface, so take your time. Can you see? That's what you're aiming for. Oh, do you, Penny? That's lovely. Oh, I wish I could hear those conversations. I know, it really is like we're around a table. But you know what? I really do feel that you're all here. It's lovely. It really is lovely. It's so lifted my spirits as well, giving these regular sessions, and that so many people are coming back. How lovely. It really is good. It's Wellbeing Wednesday. That seems to be apparently a thing, so we're doing it in action. So if you turn it round, other side, it's again the same thing. Opening up these flaps, open up your present. Everything's a gift. Origami is a gift. And then if you take up that top, open it up. And again, you're having to reform to try to lie it all flat. Oh, that one seemed to work reasonably well. Excellent. Yes, so that's lovely. And people saying hello to each other. So that's Angela and Penny, who are both fellow members of the British Origami Society, as well as Stephen, who's the editor for the British Origami Society magazine. It's a small but wonderful world. I don't know why everyone isn't doing origami, but slowly we're sending out our origami love, aren't we? Right. It's a good thing to do at all ages. And I have to say, I so admire those members who can be older and they've really spent their entire life doing origami. I think it's so cool. In touch with your inner child. It's a great thing. So hopefully it looks like this. Now your next step is to, hello Wendy, welcome, is to take a side and fold it that way. Can you see? So we've got a sort of leggy end. If we just take the other end and fold it like that, like so. Right. So our next, Wendy, wow, everyone's getting, how lovely. This is like you can get together with origami. It's fantastic. and people who are new to origami, it's one big family. So if we turn it over, we're now going to look at this smoother side, and I'm going to direct it down, and again shout up if you need me to explain things more clearly. We're ending up chatting lots, aren't we? It's lovely. So what I'm going to do is take a side, and I'm going to bring it up to that middle line, and I'm just going to fold part of it. So maybe if you watch first of all. So I'm taking it and folding it in that straight line, and I am folding it up to that middle point. Can you see? So we're going to end up with a nice little triangle there. So I took the side. There was lots of concentration, isn't there, to this? So take the side. Oh, it's lovely to have you, Angela. So Angela has only fairly recently got onto the internet. How cool is that? And but I love that you've decided, you know, why should you go along with what everyone else expects? And the other side. So actually, you sort of met Gary before as well, because Angela came along, and that was such a lovely surprise. So Angela's one of my origami colleagues. Yep. Although currently not working, but doing good things. There we go. So this side folding. I'm not sure this counts as work, does it? It's so much fun. 2 weeks ago. Oh, there we go. So hopefully you've got something like that. Does that make sense? Do I need to explain that further? So that side, you folded it there to the middle point. You opened it and you did the same thing. So hopefully it's like that. Yeah, is everybody at the same position? So our next step. Yep, you're ready. Oh, well done, Gary. So our next step is this is actually going to become its head and neck. And so I want you to fold it. I'm trying to think how to explain it. So you've got this beginning to come up, and you should be able to push that down. Do you see? So we've done that triangle, and then that allows this to stand up. Sometimes I don't know what words to use for this. And then bringing it down like that, like so. So this is going to be actually the head and the neck. This is going to be little front arms, and it's going to be legs and a tail. It's all coming together. Okay. Are you all with me? I can't hear you. Send messages, I'm afraid. So we might as well, hopefully, but do shout, right, because I can't hear you, whether you need me to go slower or explain anything more. So this is going to be the front arms, and they're really tiny little arms, aren't they? They're all quite curious why they have such little arms. Push that down. Push it down in the middle. Can you see? It's so tiny. And really just so that you've got a little bit, or well done, a little bit sticking out. Do you see? And that's to represent the tiny little front arms. I wonder whether they did much. Oh, Angela's having a good time chat. It's really nice, isn't it? We're having a little gathering. That's it. So hopefully that's worked. Has that worked for you? Next, we're going to make the head. So we've got the head here. So to do that, I just took it and I brought it round like that sort of angle. At the moment it's pointy, so we're going to round off her face in a moment. So if we're just adding that fold, again it's, what's it called, can't think of the word, a judgment fold. So your own, a bit fiddly. Yeah, it is a bit fiddly. What the front arm is a bit fiddly. They are a bit fiddly, aren't they? Yep. So we're giving a fold there. So it's a judgment fold, really. So each of ours will look slightly different, but that's good. So you've made a fold there, and then just fold it back again the other way, just purely giving a bit more. Make it nice and clean, that fold. And do shout if you need me to explain things. That's it. So hopefully once you've done that fold, you can open it up, that neck area, and you should be able to just push it in and it pops over. You see, as you've sort of inverted it really. It looks like a bird at the moment, doesn't it? But that's appropriate. Birds being the dinosaurs. Yeah, ancestor descendants. Yeah. So you've got that fold, open it up, bring it down, and it rather satisfyingly goes that direction. I hope that's worked for you. Again, do shout out if you need me to explain it any further. There we go. Right, at the moment it looks a bit too pointy, so we need to make it a little bit more of a dinosaur type shape, T-Rex type shape. I'm afraid this hasn't got any teeth. Maybe you could draw in some teeth. So this end, if you fold that, and again you can fold it both directions, just to give it a nice little clean line. And then the same thing, you should be able to open it up and you should be able to just tuck it in because you've already given a line. Get rid of it, and that should get rid of that. I'll grab a bit of coffee while I'm there. Excellent. Little arms look so cute. They do, don't they? So hopefully that's what it's looking like. A bit of a drink. Keeping going with the coffee. So hopefully yours is like that. Yeah, obviously you could have used green paper, but it's funny, isn't it? Why do we think of dinosaurs as green? We don't know, do we? They could have been white. Seems unlikely, doesn't it? But it could have been. So next we're going to make the legs. So for the legs, simply take the sides. Again, it's a little bit of a judgment, a tiny bit of an angle, and not quite touching. I think about something like that. Mine's blue. Oh, yes, why not? They could have been, couldn't they? I mean, they could have been really decorative. It's fascinating to imagine. One of my favourite things is orange. Wow. I've been surprised, actually. I think for demonstrating the white's been surprisingly good because you can see the shadows, can't you? One of my favourite things that I would show patients would be little boxes of fossils, and I've got a little piece, it's still at the hospital in a cupboard at the moment, but a little piece of dinosaur bone which is polished. It's beautiful, and I've got a fossil inside of a whale's ear bone as well, which is amazing. Yep. And I've also got a bit of a meteorite which I'd enjoy showing, but of course showing and touching things, it's just getting close to people. I'm afraid for now we're going to have to do that. Oh, we've got rainbow colours. Oh, I like that idea. So hopefully it's like this. And at the moment, I roughly like it looks like a dinosaur doing ballet. So we've done one side. Now you just want to match the other side, and we leave the middle flap there as the tail. The tail doesn't need anything doing with it. But again, all you've got to do is match them so that they line up with your ballet dancing dinosaur. I have to say my dinosaur quite easily does the splits and doesn't necessarily balance. I found smaller dinosaurs a little bit more willing to balance. Depends how light your paper is. There we go. Oh, that's a bit torn. Actually, just making me realise that you could have left a little zigzag, couldn't you, on the edge of a paper. So we're almost there. We don't want this to end anyway, do we? But this is quite good timing, so it will be about half an hour. I like going slowly. Lovely. It looks like a dinosaur on high heels. Yes, it does. It's quite elegant, isn't it? I quite like it. It looks like it could also, yeah, eat things nicely, actually. Probably a T-Rex eating things was not particularly nice. Probably a grim sight, but it looks like it's an elegant eater, this one. Right, to do feet, I digress. To do the feet, if you take the end of that nice little tiptoe and if you bend it back, oh sorry, actually if you bend it inside, we're going to keep it away, and I suppose flattish, because it needs flat feet, doesn't it, to be able to balance. Again, it's a little bit of a judgment. Maybe I'll do it a little bit bigger like that. Again, it's a bit of a judgment, but that's what's quite fun, I think, about the animals, that they have a little bit more variation and individuality. And if you do the same on the other side, whatever it is, you can match them. Oh, and sorry, do it so that it's tucked away so that you don't see that fold sticking out. Dinosaur's been a popular one. Any suggestions, anybody, for another week? If not, I usually find my inspiration somewhere, but if you have got a suggestion or a request, you're welcome to make it. It's been quite fun having that extra element of ideas. Actually, maybe it could be, yeah, no, it's fine. So to finish off, we're almost there actually. A rat fold is right about there. Ooh. Is we're then going to take the foot and bring it forward, leaving behind a little tuck. And I guess that just gives it, obviously, it's getting the foot to go the right direction. And I guess it gives it a little bit of strength and a little bit like the lower leg. Do you see? So it was like that. And then if you fold it forward, so it now looks like a foot. And then the same thing on the other side. So opening it up, and some very exciting news for this is which Angela's part of, Origami Pulse. We applied for a grant from the lottery, which we got, which was absolutely brilliant. And we're going to be running workshops and events. I started doing that actually through my local library in Oxford, which has been absolutely amazing. So if anyone's sort of in this area, or I'll be running an hour session next Saturday, the 18th, and that'll be online and people can sign up for tickets. And also we're making some beautiful leaflets with an amazing design. He is so talented and he's put so much care into that. Thank you, Gary. And he's making really beautiful kind of inspiration leaflets. So it's A3 that folds up to make 8 sides. It's full of colour and our favourite 5 beautiful designs, linked to the videos as well. And the idea is that particularly thinking of, well, we're thinking of our local community. So some will go to people who are homeless, some with mental health problems, but we're thinking very much of people in hospital. It's such a difficult time, particularly with less visitors. No one really, it's a really hard time, but thinking particularly of staff, that carers are often quite bad at caring for themselves. And so encouraging that care and that thanks to look after themselves. So in UCH, which is where I work, we're going to have 2,500 to be given to staff, and they'll be given by volunteers. So given with glove, the loving glove. And loads of hospitals have joined us, so they've been contributing, and it's going to be a run of at least 20,000. So there's Hospital Imperial in London, Cambridge, Oxford, York, Derby, Bristol. Oh my word, what an astonishing thing. So hopefully we'll get more and more people joining our folding and finding that it can really help bring calm, bring order, bring a bit of joy, and we're otherwise quite separate, aren't we? So I've no idea whether this will balance it. It probably won't. And it will quite easily do the splits as well. So you can always prop it up. I've ended up propping mine up. Let's see if it actually will stand or not. My prediction is it won't, but hey, you never know. Oh, it sort of does. As I said, mine's doing the splits. If it's smaller, I find it tends to work a bit better. Oh, just came first the mountain frog. Ooh. You can have fun with this. As I said, my small one worked a lot better, and I don't know why, but it's a lovely thing. Thank you. So I hope you've all made your dinosaur. I hope this has been a nice little break in your day. I think we can go up to past, so it really has been half an hour that you've given yourself for well-being. And I hope it will make a difference to your day, because it's like the middle of the week. It's been, it gets a bit of a lull. And I hope you'll feel like chuffed with yourself that you've given yourself a little bit of time out and you've met other people. I know it's in a funny old way, but it's a nice way, isn't it? And that you know that this is live. We're all live. That's an amazing thing in itself, just to be here and to be well. And I wish you all well and your families, and just keep up the positivity, keep on doing nice things for yourself, and do join me another week, and I'll keep adding a fold each week as well. So more to do. If you have any thoughts or any folds that you think would be really good to share, I try to go for ones which are interesting enough to want to put the effort in, but not so complicated that it would be, really difficult, but not super simple either. So it's a good old mix. And the mountains came first. Oh, thank you, Kate. It's lovely, lovely. I was going to say to see you. I can't see you, but Hopefully it was lovely to see me. That sounds a bit strange. Anyway, happy dinosaur, rah! Enjoy and yeah, and I wish you all very well. Enjoy your dinosaurs. Take care. Have a good rest of your week. Keep up the folding. Bye.